Welcome to another episode, everyone. The legendary Whyte folks, the GD in Memphis. He recently passed away a few days ago, January 16th or January 19th, in a motorcycle accident. Some say he was being chased by the police. Others say he was driving alone and lost control. In a crazy twist of fate, his father had also died in a motorcycle accident, being chased for sure by the police. As we'll get into, rest in peace to Whyte folks, the legendary GD, the Whyte man. Let's get into this, man. Crazy.
A local social media influencer is killed in a motorcycle crash. Millington police have identified the victim as 50-year-old Jimmy McMahon, who is known as an entertainer and comedian in Memphis.
The victim who died at the scene was identified as 50-year-old Jimmy McMahon, also known as Whyte folks on social media.
They in the city.
They in the city.
Hey, tell them I said 7, 12, 8, 12, 16, 13, 12. Whole lot of bullshit, never no lost shit. Dog told his cameraman, when you're around white folk, never cut your camera off, because if you do, you miss your best motherfucking footage. Hey man, if something happened to you, I can't go to your funeral. You know why? I always want to remember you like I saw you last.
When it comes to the city of Memphis, there's no shortage of big names that have come out of it. Young Dolph, Moneybagg Yo, Pooh Shiesty, 3 6 Mafia, and the list goes on and on. Memphis is a city that has historically produced massive talent. Much of it was forged through the same grit and pressure that the city itself is known for. Memphis has long struggled with violence tied to deep-rooted street culture, and at any given moment, there's at least 48 active gangs operating throughout the city. And on multiple occasions, Memphis has been ranked among the most dangerous cities in America. In 2021, it led in the nation's homicide rate, and in 2024, it ranked #1 in violent crimes among major U.S. cities. Memphis is basically split into 3 sections: East Memphis, North Memphis, and South Memphis. And operating within these sections are dozens of subsets of different gangs. In South Memphis, one of those gangs is the GDs, and over the years, law enforcement has repeatedly pointed to GD activity in Memphis as being tied to drug trafficking, gun violence, and organized street operations. And prosecutors have linked GD sets in Memphis to everything from narcotics distribution to racketeering conspiracies, and one member of the GDs that stood out the most in the city was Jimmy McMahon, better known to the world as Whyte folks.
I'm dead at it like a crackhead, don't stop. Hey man, get with it. Hey man, y'all know what the going on. Turn sheet, no burn sheet. For white folk, get burned quick. White folk, get burned quick. Any better answer about white folk and where you started from? I started right here at 1900 block. You know what? Hey, like, when you coming up in my hood, or any hood, look, when you from my hood or any hood, get what? When I pull up, it's love. But all you better not pull up on Larry. And y'all better put y'all seatbelts on and pull up at your own risk. Thank you.
My uncle, white boy, you know he BGD. Yeah, I ain't.
Hey man, this white folk, you know what I mean?
Whyte folks was born in 1976, and his story started with the tragedy after his father was killed in Pasadena, Texas. After some time, his mom and him moved to Memphis, Tennessee, where they would live with his stepfather, and he would begin getting involved with the street life.
My dad, he got killed in Pasadena, Texas, like when I was like 5, 6 years old. I never did get a chance to meet my dad, so my mom got into the relationship with my stepfather, which he's from Memphis, he's from South Memphis. He raised me my whole life, he's the only father that I know, and he's African American. And his side of the family took up to me, and that's the side that raised me, you know what I mean?
What's crazy is, if you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with the way that Whyte folks passed away. And when he was asked by Sean Cotton in his Say Cheese interview how his birth father passed away, the situation is eerily similar to how Whyte folks died.
And your original dad, how did he, if you don't mind me asking, how did he pass away in Texas?
He was on his way to work on a motorcycle at a red light. Early in the morning, he got struck from behind by a drunk driver. Yeah.
Wow.
Being in the heart of South Memphis, white folks did
My bad, I misspoke. He wasn't being chased by the police. He got hit from behind by a drunk driver. They were saying that white folks here was being chased by the police. We'll get into that. Others, again, saying that no, he was just riding and lost control. We're about to get into a few things about here, white folks. But as you can see, he's well-loved. GD, legendary. All of the people love him. And, however, again, his father did die in a motorcycle accident on his way to work. Drunk driver, police, whatever. His father died in a motorcycle accident, as did he, again, January 19th, 8 days ago. Rest in peace to white folks, man. Crazy.
like many others from his area did, and tried to make a way for herself by hustling early on in life, something that would eventually end in a 6-year prison sentence for manufacturing, possessing, and trying to distribute controlled substances. White folks said that when he got out, he knew it was time for a change. While incarcerated, he had picked up the skill of carpentry, and when he got out, he used this skill to try to get away from the life of hustling.
So it took me to transition when I went and did that little stretch to realizing the magnificence of life itself.
How long did you go to prison for?
I did 6 years. And it's been like over 20 years ago. They said possession of a controlled subject, manufacture, deliver, and sell. Yeah, I was swinging, man. I was swinging like Tarzan. I grew up in the streets, so we all gonna hustle back then. But all this, I grew out of this. You know what I mean? So I went and did a little long stretch, and when I came back home, I had done gang of skill, which is framing houses. I'm a carpenter by skill, like in trade, real talk. I took that trade up and I exercised the hell out of it. So I framed houses, from the time I was like 18 to they started taking child support out of my check. And I quit this, I'm like, this. I'm gonna tell you, man, I had filed for my income tax, right? And man, my got intercepted. They gonna tell me to call juvenile court and get see if I had anything left over after they hit me. Well, you already know what the results of that was. Man, I ain't get shit. I said, this job shit.
He utilized his skill in carpentry and framing in order to try to build a career out of himself, but like you just heard, he decided.
Not sure, I sort of lost on whether or not he learned his skill in prison or not, but a lot of individuals, I know he just said he did a 6-year bid there in prison, a lot of individuals there in prison do learn these certain skills and get out, exercise these skills, employ these skills, and become very successful in life. This is, I don't know, man, this is a sad story, when it first come on, we see how he died right there in a car accident, motorcycle accident. And it's sitting out there, it's just, and his father died the same way, and he just seemed like really cool people. Life cut short, man.
He didn't want to do that anymore once he started getting hit for child support. And I don't know what his child support bill was, but I can only assume that it was probably substantial, given that he himself has said that he has 11 kids.
Man, I got 9 grandkids. You know what I mean? Yup, 11 kids. My youngest, my oldest is 30. My youngest is 4.
Most of white folks' kids, 8 of them to be exact, were by the same woman, someone that he was with for over 27 years, with the last 3 coming later in life. Despite that long personal history, white folks never really made a name for himself online until just a few years ago. And everything changed when a friend of his decided it would be a good idea to start recording his wild antics and posting them on the internet for the whole world to see. That friend's name was Big Moolah. It didn't take long for white folks to start gaining traction and catching the attention of bigger names in the area, including Wicked Films, who took the time to sit down with him and help him produce and release higher quality content across all of his social media platforms. That exposure brought even more eyes to white folks, and before long, it felt like every blogger in the world wanted to come out to Memphis and do a hood vlog with. Each appearance amplified his reach even further, and because of his wild, unfiltered nature, nearly every vlog produced moments of natural comedy, and over time, those moments made white folks a pillar of Memphis-based content, and people genuinely loved it.
Ooh, they blunt big as there first. Like, what the is it? I'm damn near scared. Hey, what's your name, baby?
Tricia.
Do you want no man?
I know you white boy.
No, my name yours. You know what, baby? You the reason why I don't like white. You know what I mean?
Loud. Remember, so loud.
Hey,
look wide. Look
you
so
the
loud.
reason why I don't like white.
Wipe out. So loud.
I swear to God, you the reason. I'm telling you again. I thought you forget. Hey, baby mama.
Hey, baby daddy.
When you gonna let me see my children?
When you gonna pay your child?
I just paid it.
I ain't get it.
Well, you need to call them white folk.
Oh, well, you call them, you white.
Nah, I'm like bright and damn no white.
Man, if I would have had $5 more, I would have been your daddy.
You mean?
I'm light, bright, and damn near white, just like you.
Talk to him, cause I ain't gonna lie.
Huh?
You like a gangster Santa Claus. Right?
But I am, but I don't give gifts away.
Is you talking about? Ain't shit right here, me. When did you know you was a nigga?
All my life, I had to fight. Man, I just left the barbershop, right? I told them I wanted this, like a shade, right? They got that right. But man, I looked up, man, they done cut my mother waves at my head, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass up.
Few moments later.
Rap about trap house. Hey man, if y'all want something soft to play with, in your hand and squeeze it. Bitch, let's go. GD-Bo, bailo, GD-Bo, bailo, GD-Bo, bailo, GD-Bo, bailo, GD-Bo, bailo, GD-Bo, bailo.
With what seemed like support from the entire city of Memphis and content creators taking chances to make content with white folks, his presence started to grow at a very rapid pace. Over time, his videos on YouTube and Instagram have done millions of views. He's gained hundreds of thousands of followers, and it seemed like he had finally made a way out for himself. But as he grew in popularity, people started to show concern for his way of life. For example, he was rarely seen without his coveted bottle of gin that he seemed to be sipping on at all times.
Do you drink every day?
Oh, no. No, not every day. Just all day.
But he didn't let people's worries slow him down from making content. He just kept the ball rolling, and not everything was meant to be comedy. Sometimes he would just make videos where he tried to inspire the youth and give advice.
That's how it is. You know, he didn't come up dreaming about a life in the industry or a life in media or a life on the internet, but his personality and his charisma and just naturally out on the streets doing certain things caused whoever, Big Lou or Big Moo, to say, man, let's start filming and stuff. And then it just went from there. Someone else got him better quality videos, a better script, better structure, better goals with this. Take it serious, and he started coming up on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything else. And you can see why with his personality. He does have that bottle of gin with him everywhere he goes. He didn't just say he drinks every day. He said, no, I drink all day. Can't help but wonder about the accident, whether that was involved or not. Hopefully not. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. I mean, because, you know, he passed away, man. Damn. Messed up, man.
But even that came off as comedic just because of who white folks was, even when he was trying to make valid points.
Hello, world. Hello, world. Hey, man, some word of wisdom from white folk. And y'all better listen. Put your mother seatbelt on when I tell you this. If anything's ever been broken in your life, do me a favor. Don't never try to fix it. That shit. Cause if you try to fix it, you only gonna be torn, scarred, and hurt. You heard? Hey, look, cause it'll never be the same again. Them pieces break, or that mirror, and they fall right here. Man, you can't put this shit back together. And they didn't put Humpty Dumpty back the motherfucking together. So quit believing these nursery rhymes and trust and believe what white folks telling you. Hey man, I'm out of chunk.
On top of the comedic videos that he was putting out online, he even attempted music at one point under the name White Slime, and I can't lie, some of these tracks weren't even that bad. Bro was the same person on record that he was on camera.
No, you ain't straight, nah. You ain't from my weight, nah. You play with white folks, I hit your ass with that drink. I got 100 guns, got him on the run. Simple assault, that's a $500 bond.
If anything could be said about white folks, it's that he was who he was on record, in skits, in real life. No matter what, he always stayed the same, and he did face some criticism from people saying,
yeah, and that's really what comes through to me is his authenticity. He just is who he is. You know, of course, we all know people like that. Good or bad, better or worse, they just are who they are. They're the same person every day. They have the same personality. Every time I see him right here, whether it's an interview or doing his own show or just out in the street chilling, he got the same, personality. That's just how some people are, man. I don't know. Sad story to me because of the way that he died and just died a few days ago. And he had so much life left to live, and he had so much life, and he was trying to do better and was doing better with himself and with his life. Right here on the internet, made a change and was getting things together. Crazy, man.
and that they felt like he was putting on a front, pretending to be who he was just for the sake of going viral. And white folks addressed the people who were saying that in one of his interviews in the most white folks way possible.
You have a viral clip going around and you say that you feel like you're a nigga. And people...
No, I ain't never said I feel like nothing. I am that I am, and who I ain't, I'll never be.
You're not a nigga. You don't consider yourself a nigga.
I am that I am, and who I'm not, I'll never be. I'm not putting on, I'm not acting. What you see, what you hear is what you get. This is me, wholeheartedly, 100%. And whoever don't believe it or think it, do the research.
Nobody could tell white folks he really wasn't about that life. He said what he said and he always stood on it. This was put on full display in another vlog that was posted online with SS Productions 901, where his truck was broken into and some merch that he was selling was stolen. White folks, right in the middle of the vlog, decided it was a good time to crash out and drove around the streets of Memphis looking for the person that he believed was responsible, even pulling up to the thief's homies who were chilling outside the store and letting them know that he was looking for get back. He even went as far as to put a $1,500 reward out for anybody who was willing to drop the location of the thief.
Come on, bro, let roll.
If I see him outside, I'm gonna dump him down. He be in front of them requirement. Look, go straight ahead. Go straight ahead. Slow down, slow down. Put him in this stove. Come on, unlock the door.
Come out.
Man, you keep the plane. You keep the plane, man. Man, this going down, bro. I don't give a f. My state number 213107. You hear me? And I ain't scared of shit. That bitch plays, bro. Hey, nephew, jump out with that drink. Hey, man, the play. And get what? Tell him he gonna die, bro. He gonna die. You gonna see that? He gonna die, bro.
Yeah, this
scared, folks. I got 1,500, whatever they said, man. You feel? Real talk. Anybody know what the Antoine said? You hear me? How much you got? 15. You hear me? I never say he got 1,500. It ain't even my money. It's his money. He got 1,500 to drop that boy location. Straight like this.
For the world, Whyte folks was just another internet personality, but to him and the people around him, it couldn't get any realer. He was really tapped in.
I don't know if that was all internet right there. I think if they'd have found their man, whoever it was that they was looking for, he had the burner in his hand, told the nephew, jump out with the Drake. Jump out with the Draco. He jumped out, all them dudes right there. I don't know about that being the internet. Like they was ready to splatter something. You know, if they could have got the location, they saying I got 1,500 where this dude live at, they gonna go over there and pop off. They strapped. You know, he doing his content, put it all on the internet, but that's just the way of the world today. Doesn't mean he wasn't gonna take care of business.
With real GEDs and was really willing to put work in. And eventually it would all catch up with him when he was tied to an armed robbery case a long way away from Memphis, all the way in Las Vegas. Police said the robbery happened on the Strip back in 2021. Whyte folks and two of his homies robbed a victim of 2 iPhones and a car key that was valued at around $6,700, and they were arrested later that day. Whyte folks was sentenced to 19 to 48 months in prison in June of 2021, but it was suspended and he was given probation. He later transferred his supervision to Tennessee, where he fled in November of 2022. He did the next few years on probation with no problem until November of 2025, when he was wrapped up in a massive sting operation in Memphis, aptly titled Operation Memphis Safe.
U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi says authorities arrested almost 300 people since the start of that task force and seized some 73 illegal guns. Along with the arrests from that task force, Memphis police also say they made 167 arrests last week. Numbers are from the Memphis Mayor Paul Young in his weekly newsletter released Friday.
So with local and federal agencies involved in these arrests, some are wondering if the suspects will go through federal court or state court. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy says his office is preparing to handle that increase in cases. Only 20% of the arrests are expected to go through the federal court, meaning state prosecutors and judges will have to handle the majority of the caseload.
At first, Whyte folks absconded from these charges, but on November 25th, 2025, he was finally arrested. He quickly paid his bond and then was released back into the public. Shortly after this, we started seeing reports come out from people that were close to Whyte folks, like his manager, saying that he had entered a rehabilitation program and was looking forward to continuing his life while practicing sobriety moving forward. And it looked like Whyte folks might be about to have a redemption arc, but not all redemption arcs get the time to fully develop. And in Whyte folks' situation, his journey would be cut short after he was involved in a terrible motorcycle accident. On January 19th, 2025, police responded to reports from callers reporting a motorcycle crash on the 4700 block of Saratoga Avenue in Millington, which is
He said 2025, but I believe he meant 2026. He said 2026 earlier, and this happened a few days ago. This happened a week ago. It wasn't 2025, wasn't last year. This just happened, I believe. Seen a few people speaking about it, doing videos on it, and they say like, "Oh, this just happened, bro. This didn't happen last year." So let's see if he corrects that or whatever. But I believe this just took place a week ago, as I said.
Is about 15 miles away from Memphis at around 4:45 in the afternoon. When they arrived, they found 50-year-old Jimmy McMahon, or Whyte folks, laying on the ground. It was clear that he had lost control of the bike and then slammed into 2 different cars that were parked on the road, and he died as a result of his injury.
The victim who died at the scene was identified as 50-year-old Jimmy McMahon, also known as Whyte folks on social media. He was known in Memphis as a comedian and rapper who often went viral on the internet for his jokes and in entertainment. His booking manager, Kentucky Boy, tells WREG he spoke with McMahon Monday, just moments before that deadly motorcycle crash.
Seemed like it was untrue because I just talked to him. I'm the one that woke him up yesterday because when I called and when he answered, he was still in the bed. And I was like, what are you doing still in the bed? And it's like 4 or something in the evening.
McMahon's manager says he told him he was recovering from a recent hospitalization for respiratory issues and would call him back later that night.
Oh, I was just hurt. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt. I really didn't know what else, what really to say. When my people called me and told me, I really couldn't even talk to him. I just want him to be remembered as an entertainer, man, funny, lovable, you know what I'm saying? A comedian.
The cause of the crash remains under investigation.
Now here's where things would take a turn because according to the news reports, he lost control of the motorcycle. According to that news clip, it was still under investigation as to what actually happened. But white folks' son, Jimmy McMahon Jr., went online and claimed that white folks was being chased by the Millington police. He said,
Yeah, so I just wanted to catch that real quick. Published on January 22nd, 2026. So yeah, this just happened 8 days ago. This was published on the 22nd, but the accident took place on the 19th. Well, here it is. Motorcycle accident on January 19th. It was 2026 though. Dang.
so my daddy was not drinking and he was not drunk. The Millington police was chasing him and that's what led to his death. And this happened at 5 o'clock. I didn't make it to the scene till 7 and my daddy was still laying in the middle of the street without an ambulance in sight. Nothing but police standing over him. Now that's what his son says, but there's been no evidence to support that aside from his son saying it. And you immediately had people responding, claiming that they believed he might have been drunk because you always seen him with a bottle of gin. And there is videos online of white folks getting on his motorcycle and taking off on it while he does appear to be under the influence. However, like we discussed, the people around him say that after he was released from jail, he was sober and he was trying to enjoy his sobriety. So who really knows what happened? And the police haven't really made a statement addressing this particular claim. Either way, a few days later, what seemed like the whole city of Memphis came together to do a balloon release party on behalf of white folks. And of course, they recorded video here and you can just really tell that everybody in the community who actually knew white folks had love for him.
I love and respect to everybody that's out here. And Happy New Year to everybody, man. It's a heartbreak around here, but y'all just got to know. White folk will love all over the world. When I say all over the world, all over the world. And he definitely put on worldwide. It didn't matter who he was around. Even if it was blood, Crips, Latin Kings, whatever. Vice Lords, it didn't even matter. But he showed love all the way around, man. Even when the ones doubted him, all this, that nigga just drink too much, this and that, this and that. But everybody loved him around the world, man. That's a legend. Sometimes we don't even know our position until we gone. You feel what I'm saying? Or the impact that we put on others.
White folks was definitely a legend in his city by the time he passed. He made people laugh, he made people happy, and he was wholesome for the most part. Like most guys from the street, he had his downfalls, but when he did good, he tried to do good to the max. And hopefully that's what people will remember white folks for. But that's what I got. That's the story. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments.
Wow. Rest in peace. There you go, right there. Old white folks, man. Rest in peace to you, brother. See who was all there at his funeral. He said he was raised by black people. His stepfather. He said his stepfather's family embraced him. Someone that's not related to him or whatever, but his stepfather came and embraced him. So I'm just saying that this may explain some of his personality and why he fit in so well over there in the neighborhood. And why he was so beloved and embraced. And I don't know. I don't even want to speculate about the accident or the cause of it because it's still out. The police are not saying much. The news reporter is saying one thing, that it's under investigation. His son is saying that he was being chased by the police. Police are saying that he just lost control or whatever. But no one is saying that he had been drinking or anything like that. So let's not even speculate on that. But whatever happened, the man lost his life. As I said, clearly he had plenty of life left to live and plenty of personality left to live that life. Unfortunate, man. And his father died the same way. Rest in peace to white folks. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.